What is up, dudes? Angry Grandpa, welcome back. Dudes, it's been a long time since I made a video. I've been busy actually with school and exams, and behold, I've got OTOMATIC, the tier 90D from the Eclipse battle path. This tank was featured on my channel last year in November, and amazingly it's been added to the game, which I'm happy to see this coming. And today we're gonna play with him freestyles on free maps. We're gonna put some retrofits the traditional way, as I always done this for like what, 2 years now. And we're gonna talk about specs, upgrades, pros and cons, and enjoy. So here is the tank, the OTOMATIC tier 90D, which is basically the father, or the, let's say, test bed of the gun itself for the Draco, which later on this tank was not, accepted and was cancelled. But the chassis, it's similar to a Leopard. The gun is similar to Draco, a bit more different. Solo profile, and we're gonna see how it does today. So sustained damage says 730mm penetration on 360 damage, an average of 12k damage per minute, reloading 1472. This is without retrofits. Let's have a look at the ammunition. High explosives, 45 pen with 540 damage, APF SDS, 730 penetration with 360 damage, 2300 health points. Not bad, not bad. Hull composite, turret composite still. Mobility 65 km an hour, not so fast as Draco. You might be able to do this and that, but the turret is not the same as Draco. 46 tons, which is not bad. Utility says 29% camo, overall vision range 390 while moving, minus 5 degrees gun depression, 60 degrees gun elevation, accuracy 0064. Which is not bad. So let's go ahead to some upgrades to see how it is. Basically unlocks Pauliner, which hit points are increased by 150, 2300, so it'll be like 2450 health points. Zero in says this ability temporarily turns your vehicle into a deadly sniper by increasing its camouflage and accuracy. However, it also prevents you from moving and makes your turret traverse much slower. So this is a downside. And you have a flash suppressor, which is camo penalty from shooting is reduced by 50%, so it'll be an excellent sniper with this tank to play with. Missions, these I can unlock them probably after the matches we're gonna play with him. Let's go to some stats and info. Appearance suggests OTOMATIC was a self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. Like Shieldkite was designed as an armored short-range AAA vehicle. Vehicles built 2 to 4 between 1981 and 1989. It will be interesting to play with this tank. Let's prepare him for the fight. So I managed to add some painting to this tank, some decals, change some kits. I'm gonna use some high explosives just for fun to see how it reacts. And we're gonna use Sabrina this time to see how it goes. And if it doesn't go as I want to, we're gonna exchange the commander. Enjoy. So I'm on Watchdog. I have a Sphinx, a Merkava, a Panzer 87-140, a GAU, and me in OTOMATIC. It's gonna be interesting because some of these tanks in front of me, they have high damage, good reloading time, and can do a lot of stuff. But we're gonna see how it goes. So while the tank is stationary, says 33.8% camo, but if I'm on the move, I have 28. If I shoot on the move, 24. Let's try to see how it goes with oh, I like it. It goes like bang, 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 bang. And I have 12 shells. Let's try to see the accuracy on this one. Trying to hit the lower plate of this. Okay. Okay, so far so good. It is very decent. Let's try to activate the radar and see how it goes after kill this one. Nice. So the camo drops by what, 5% when you have this up. And again, so basically this tank, it's more like a sniper. You can play aggressive, but I think you should use the benefit of camo on this tank. If you go first line, I'm gonna see how it is. Oh, let's try to shoot some of these on the bridge. Activate the radar to spot them probably. I don't know. So far so good, man. Whoa. I got a ricochet on the turret. A nasty one. Man, this tank can do a lot of stuff. After this next clip I'm gonna switch to high explosive to see how it is, because I wanna see in action what this high explosive can do. Okay, radar off, because it's pointless here in the city. Okay, high explosive. Let's see with high explosive how it goes. Okay, so yeah, the turret, we're gonna look into the armor calculator, see how it is. Sadly, we didn't manage to reset the pace and do more damage, so not again. High explosives versus the turret of a hunter, it's not so much. Order this one through walls. Indeed, it's a big tank. I think I can get shot my top turret, yeah. And that's a big problem because I cannot see. Shit, man, the turret is paper. Like, the turret, it's paper. You can play with this tank aggressive, but at the cost of your health. I've lost now a lot of health just because of the turret. It's not so strong enough to hold. It shot my turret, and that's the weak spot. We're gonna see how it is with this tank. And basically, this tank has 355mm armor in the front, which most AAVs can easily penetrate him frontally. There are some interesting areas where it's like no pen. The chassis, the upper plate's chassis, it's terrible. So the turret is much better than the chassis, which I thought it's vice versa, but no. So here is a chassis of a Leopard tier 7. I think that this tank needs a buff. This tier 9 needs a buff because this is outrageous. If it's gonna use, let's say, a tier 5 MBT chassis, even his lower plate is much better than the one of OTOMATIC. Even sideways is much better. So I think this tank needs a buff. It's not enough protection. Let's prepare him for the next fight. I added to this tank the survivability kit V2, which is ramming damage, damage to crew, and to the internal components by 37%. That's because of the chassis. Augmented optics V2, so I have more view range. Rate of fire plus 12.5%, and vision range, again, telescopic lenses plus 70 meters. So I'll be able to play more defensive this match. Let's go. So we managed to get on Hydra. We have an AGDS, a Derivatia, Burlak, and a Centurion Avre. But we're gonna play more defensive like. First time we played a bit too aggressive and we saw how it is, and it didn't went well. So I spot tanks, but I get myself spotted even, so it is what it is. gun elevation, it's impressive. Let's get closer. I'm not gonna go where I usually go, some tanks. I presume that can be buffed. So I see that if you shoot 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, pause, it's fine. If you shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more than 2 shells in a row, you will get your aiming circle quite high here. It seems more like controllable when you do this. Doesn't have some machine gun, seems like, so if you're gonna be flanked by some, I don't know, 80 squad from above, you're toasted. And if I remember, this tank had a small... Up to now 20k as playing as a sniper, which is not bad. The downside of this is you have to depend on your team, so if they don't spot, you cannot do things. Okay, I'm gonna move closer slowly. Nice. Nice. Also, seems the reloading is fast by how many shells you have, so right now I'm reloading quite fast despite what I have. It was so close to blow up that. Another thing that I don't like, seems like the smoke is on the chassis, not on the turret, so soon I'm gonna press Q, because going with high explosive in a 490 lieutenant, it's pointless. Try to close the radar. Nice. 27k, not bad. We have one last match to see how this tank is. I've added Rashid Al-Atassi, which is a commander I made it just for camo, but it has also some stuff for, let's say, TGMs. I've put those upgrades on, but I'm not gonna use zero in, because on the next map we're gonna play, you kind of need view range. If you use that zero in, you ain't gonna do stuff. So last map, decent team, Hunter, Rivatia type, BMPT 2000. Let's see how it goes with this tank on this map, where it requires view range and some camo and some good reloading time. But I know there's some tanks on the right side, but I'm gonna go left side. Gonna activate the radar. They are usually in this corner here up, so eyes open. Yeah, I'm spotted. Okay. Okay, not bad. Amazing. But it's not me that spots the tanks, so... So it's a decent team. Not always on this map you can do stuff like in a team, because some players tend to fail very fast. If you don't know how to play on this map, then it's a problem. Take your time, look on the time with the objectives and secondary objectives, and you'll finish well. So far it's fine, man. It's really fine. We've done nearly 20k. 2 enemies spotted, 8 destroyed. Let's talk about the tank itself. I like the way it looks. I really wished it had much better chassis, a much better protection, at least with 100 more or 200 more here and there. It's not enough, nothing. Even a tier 1 man, tier 1 can kill you. It's a tank made for long distance, 12 shells despite Draco of 9. Good reloading time, mobility is quite good. Pros, good gun depression, good gun elevation, good reloading time, good damage, decent view range, and pretty much that is. Cons, quite a huge tank, quite huge. Probably the same size as an Ace-21. The turret is quite big, and that's a big problem when you try to go around buildings, and if, let's say, a tank can see you, he can shoot you on the top of your turret. So it's no like any bounce sometimes, but in some areas like above and below the gun, it's like 1500 protection, which is very weird. The chassis is not strong enough. The view range, I think it should be better, but I think it's fairly fine. Really wished it had a different ability, like something different than this zero in. My rating for this tank, it is a keeping in mind it's a tank destroyer, and we have some tank destroyers which are quite insane and have some issues. I'm gonna go with an 8. Why? Because of the protection itself. Couldn't be better, but you know, it's been like this in his time, and we have him now in the game after a while, and it's a big difference between him and Draco. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comment section if you have this tank. What do you think about it? Leave it in the comments below, and see you next time in the next episode.